Hello, very quick unboxing. This is for the ASUS ROG STRIX B650E-F gaming Wi-Fi motherboard. It supports Ryzen processors on the AM5 socket. So we'll flip the box over. Nice little shiny bits on it, so that's quite nice. Right, let's open it up and see what you get with it. Mysterious box there, so we'll pull that out, and that's the Wi-Fi aerial, because this is the Wi-Fi model. Alright, let's lift the motherboard out. It's got a bit of, a bit heft to it. So now we'll take out this cardboard panel and see what bits and bobs we get. So that's an M.2 thermal pad. That is M.2 mounting screws. It's the latch variety, so once you screw it in, you sort of flick the thing along. 2 SATA cables, one of them's right angled, some cable ties, for no reason at all really. That is some pads, I think they're for M.2s. That one's got 2 in. Same sort of thing, it's got 1 in, so one's got 2 and one's got 1, so either they put an extra 1 in or they left 1 out, because they're the same part numbers. ROG key fob sort of thing. Is that a key ring? I think it's a key ring. Here's the manual. Is it a full manual? Yes, it is a proper manual. And it's all English, so it is a proper full manual. What we got in here then? Oh, there's the motherboard layout, and there's the package contents, so you can pause now and have a look to make sure the one you're getting has got all the bits in it. So yeah, so they are for M.2s. One's got 1 and one's got 2 in it, so I think there's a bit of a packaging error there. Little piece of paper now. What's this? It's an addendum. ATX power, so it's like spot the difference. Can you spot the difference? The Power OK one says -5 volts on one and floating on the other, so it is slightly different. I don't think it matters when it comes to actually plugging cables in, but they felt need to include it. That's web storage. Okay, and there's a specification update for AMD processors. So it's saying it supports the 9000 series, and here's a sheet of stickers that no one will use. There's a Wi-Fi conformity sort of thing. There we go, that's kind of helpful. Quick guide to the motherboard. A bit of paper for the safety information and a random card. So it's not even a coaster, it's just a card. So yeah, not sure why they bothered putting that in. Anyway, that's the inside of the box. Let's have a look at the actual motherboard itself. I'm flipping it over. Thankfully it's not taped down, so that's quite like that. So we'll take it out and have a little look at what we've got on the board. So that's the back of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 USB ports, 2 USB-C ones, display port and HDMI. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, so there are 10, and then the Wi-Fi connectors and the usual audio connectors, and there's the network connector as well. There's a tab because there's a plastic sheet over covering it. So there's the motherboard itself, which is quite nice. So we'll just have a little look. 1, 2, 3 M.2 covers, so there should be 3 M.2 ports on it, and there's an interesting mechanism there. More on that in a bit. Unnecessary, but also pretty cool. So the motherboard battery has got the plug in it. It's not the MSI one, it's not locked in. It just comes straight out really easily, which seems pretty pointless. So it's not a lock if it just comes out so easily, because a child will obviously, you know, that would get pulled out and eaten. The MSI one actually locks it, actually fits in and locks it. So that, I'm not sure why they bothered with that. That seems a bit stupid, really. So it's quite fitty to get back in actually as well, but yeah. So 4 RAM slots, proper chunky metal heat sinks, usual sort of connectors on the bottom. So that's what you get with it. This is going into a system builder for someone. If you've got any questions, stick them in the comments. Keep watching for a little bit because I'm going to talk about it a bit more, and thanks for watching this bit. So yeah, about to build a system with this, and I noticed this little gem. Maybe I should have read the manual, but excuse the crinkling. I lift it up. Can you see that there? And my thumb is, watch this. It's a release catch for the PCI Express slot, an actual mechanical release catch with a button. Okay, what I actually use normally is one of these extremely sophisticated pieces of highly calibrated scientific, it's a wooden spatula, because that reaches down between the heatsink and the back of the graphics card to just flip the switch. But this has obviously got its own little mechanical switch on it. Right, next bit then. So the motherboard is in the computer, and you can see it there. It looks pretty nice. The actual layout and the lines on the heat sinks, it's quite nice. They do put a lot of ROG text on it, like start, join the Republic, game on, for those who dare. And it's like, okay, that's fine, that's the branding, but you know. I think they did the Pro Art series, don't they, which has got no text on it at all, and it's just sort of like clean lines. So yeah, it's what it is. So we're in the BIOS, and there's a couple of things that I want to show you in the BIOS that you might find useful if you're going to get this motherboard. The most obvious one is, let's just go to advanced mode. So there's advanced mode. The most obvious one is if we go to the tool bit, you've got ASUS Armoury Crate there. You want to turn that off, otherwise it will try and install Armoury Crate. Obviously, if you use Armoury Crate and you like it, then let it do it. I have another video that's suddenly got popular because of Windows 11 resetting the BIOS settings. At some point, they might change the location for that so that when it tries to load it, it fails. Because that's what happened before. It was Q installer, I think it was. So I turn it off anyway because I don't use Armoury Crate. With the other thing, the particular cooler in this uses the fan headers. The USB connection for it is for the screen on it. So you can use the fan control on the motherboard to adjust pump speeds and things like that and do the fan curves. I've got Expo 1 enabled because it's DDR5 6000 megahertz RAM. Now, the key thing to remember whenever you're sort of specifying a system, I'm just going to mention it now just quickly, is that when you're looking for the RAM, get the RAM that's on the QVL, the qualified vendors list. I think that's what that's called. So ASUS, I've tested various RAM sticks with this motherboard, and the ones that pass the tests are on the QVL. So that way you put it in and it works. And if it doesn't work, it's not because of an incompatibility issue. That's the key thing here. So there's two ways to approach this. One, you think, how much money have I got to buy RAM? how much RAM do I need? I like the look of this RAM because it's got the lights on it, or it just looks nice. Then you look at the product code on that, and then you check the QVL list. Or you can say, I want 64 gig of RAM. You go to the QVL list, you sort through it looking for 64 gig sticks, and then you base your purchase on the list it gives you then. So it doesn't matter how you do it, how you approach it. You might have a thing about Kingston, you might have a thing about Corsair RAM. There are other RAM manufacturers, so you can go by brand if you want. The point is, whatever RAM you choose to buy for this motherboard, and any ASUS motherboard or MSI motherboard, whatever RAM you choose to buy, just make sure that it's on the QVL list. Okay? Because with DDR5 and older RAM, if it's not on the list and it doesn't work, it might never work because it's not on the list. See what I mean? So make sure it's on the QVL list. The other settings on here that I think we need to have a look at, there's a USB configuration. It's not that one. Where is it? It's APM. Yeah, APM. No, not there. Onboard devices configuration. Yeah, here we go. LED lighting. When system is in working state, all on. Windows dynamic lighting, I've disabled it. When in system is in sleep, hibernate or soft states, it's in stealth mode. Stealth mode means the lights are off. So if you've got this machine in your bedroom and the lights stay on when you turn it off, that's the one you want to cheat. You want to tweak. USB power delivery in soft off state, disabled. Because if you've got USB devices that are connected to the machine and the machine is turned off, or you think it's turned off or it's shut down, then they might still light up. So put USB power delivery in soft off state to disabled. And I think that's pretty much all the settings you need to do. Obviously, if you don't use the various peripherals on it, so if you don't use the Wi-Fi, you can disable it. If you don't use the network, you can disable it. If you don't use the Bluetooth, you can disable it, or you can just leave it on. It doesn't really matter, does it, if we're honest about things. The point is that once you set the Expo for the RAM, it should automatically configure it. Now, there isn't, I didn't see a setting for the RAM memory context. I didn't see that setting. There isn't a setting for that. So it seems to work quite nicely. Turbo game mode, interesting. Core performance enhancement. There's nothing really there. I couldn't see it. You can correct me in the comments. That's fine. You can correct me in the comments. But this system is working nicely. It's been benchmarked. It's been stress tested. Haven't had a single problem. So yeah, it's a pretty cool motherboard. And that latch mechanism. I mean, I'll thank ASUS for that if I ever need to upgrade this machine. But at the moment, it seems a little bit unnecessary. But yeah, any questions, stick them in the comments. Liking and subscribing is appreciated. And thanks for watching.